quite hot, gassy, not nice conditions.
Right, go on guys. Right, go.
Now hold it up there, square. Just on another little job here. Fitting a new auger here. It's coming through the corner here, around here, feeding up to these row of bins here. There we are there. And then we've this other auger coming off that, finishing in this feeder here. The old cast iron feeders. So we're making an old feed system redundant here. It's an old chain system with, these are 90-degree bends, so the chain system pulled round the bend and fed through this pipe all the way through the house, up, back over the feeders, back over, down, over, up. So it can only go in straight lines. Might actually give you a look at the chain, the type of chain that actually worked in the feeder. This is it over here. So we cut all this out yesterday. This is the pipe here, and this is the type of chain here. So the chain actually run inside the pipes, ran up inside the pipes, and then it turned 90 degrees on each bend, so it could only go straight. So we're fitting this new centerless auger system here. Just renewing the system. It's just totally wrecked. So I spend a lot of time fixing this equipment. So light conditions aren't great. We've a problem with the lights in this shed, so we're just using an old sodium light here and an LED floodlight here, but we're getting it done. We're getting it done. We just started this yesterday, so we cut out all the feed system here. All the old feed system, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs of pipe. We've all them taken out. We have to take that one out yet. But a nice little project. It's nice to be undercover. Weather conditions aren't great outside, so this is a fattening house for fattening pigs. This is one run of auger coming from here, and you see it's just teed into this line. So this is the main line coming up here. So it's actually coming from, it's going to come through the wall. The original system came through there. You'll see where we have it cut. It came through the wall here, and it ran up along the wall all the way up along here. But this is where we're going through the wall. So we drilled a row of holes here. We'll break that out with a wee can go after, and then this pipe will continue on through in there and connect into another feed system in there, and that'll get the feed up as far as here. So a bit of a jigsaw here. This is the motor here. You'll actually see it's an old motor. Well, it's not that old. It's a couple of years old. It was in a different house. So you have a motor, gearbox, which slows down the ratio. I think it's about 3 to 1 that drives the auger running up the pipe here. Over here on my little workbench, but the other motor and gearbox, I have a heap of bits here. I'm just on a bit of assembly here. So I have a motor here. This is the gearbox, quite a handy little gearbox. Actually 1 is to 4, if you can see that. 3.94, so slowing down the speed of the motor by a quarter, down to a quarter. And this is the box then with the little control switch that knocks the meat off. We'll chat about them a bit later on. I have to try and get all this assembled here. So I've my gearbox fixed to the control box. Next job, get it connected onto the motor here. So it's just a kind of a flexible coupling in here that sits onto this. Try and get it lined up. There we go, motor, gearbox, control box, all ready to go. This is the little flange that slips onto the auger pipe. We'll get a look at that in a minute. So the next job is fix the motor up, suspend the motor from the ceiling. So the way we're doing that is these stainless steel hooks. So just fix these into the ceiling, screw them into the timber. The timbers that's holding the shed sheeting is running up along here. You'll see the rows of nails up on the ceiling here. So these are the roof timbers here running along there. You see them along here. So that's the hooks fitted in the ceiling there. You just see me doing that in the time lapse, just tighten them in with the vice grips here. The next job is figure out the length for the pipe here. So I have to cut this pipe here and suspend the motor up. Now we'll just get this pipe glued here next. So the glue holds all the pipes in position. Some of the systems is a little split on the pipe and you put a clamp on them, but it's hard to know. The glue is pretty strong. Once it's glued, it's very, very hard to move it. So it's the same glue. It's very similar pipe to your waste pipe in the domestic house, that white pipe. It's quite solventy glue, quite strong smell of it, so I wouldn't like to be doing much of this indoors. There we go. I'll just hold this here now until it sets. Seconds is all it takes for this glue to set. Literally seconds. Scrape off the excess glue here. That is it. When I try to twist it, I actually can't twist the pipe. It's so strong. A few seconds there and it's just set solid. Just drafted in some help here. It is the high-risk pilot. You might recognise him.
I wasn't anyone here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're some pilot, all right. Look at me, Jack bent in a hoop here now. Oh my God, me good feet. Look at me feet. You're an animal.
Like badger flap, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
He's very high risk. You're a good man on the tools, lad. A good man on the tractor and a good man on the tools. Yeah? That looks good.
We're on the four-wheel drive.
Yeah, you want to keep out of them. He's back.
my God.
He's back stuck in the badger trap here.
Jesus Christ, it's happening. Are you ready to roll now?
I'm waiting on you here.
Oh, you ready to roll that, mate?
You just hold the base of the motor. I hate the heavy part here.
Based on the show.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Give me a second. Oh,
How are you there?
Jesus.
You're not too bad. Jesus.
I'm going to go to the side.
Okay.
Oh, that's lovely.
What are you licking there? Piggy poo?
That would both of
I don't know about that. You watch it. Break that water like in there, and I know what will happen.
Right, go on, guys.
You have to hold that hook properly. Square.
Right, go. Do you get chain on, no?
Yeah, but you have to.
Right, yes, you're in,
Yeah, you're in there now.
Right,
Now
go.
hold it up there.
Don't take chain on.
Wait, hold it there. Just hold it. Just hold it there. That's it, down hold there. I actually need to go up higher now.
I do.
Too high. No, you're okay. Right there, go there. Well, it'll be a sheepskin attachment, exclusive.
What are you thinking now?
That's it. Right. You're decent, man.
What is that? That's the job.
A lovely job.
That's not the job, right?
The hole is now made. Tomo, you done a great job there. You're very talented with it. Can't go. Yeah. Probably better at that than on a tractor.
Alright.
Wow.
You'll see old ropes suspending the auger here. That was the old feed system, was held up with that. So we're going to renew everything with these chains here, these stainless steel chains. So I have to try and reach up to this hook up here. The hooks are pretty good, but you see we've the auger suspended, or the motor and gearbox suspended with chains here. we're going to renew all the chains on the entire auger here. Not sure how we're going to do this one and this one. It's about 14 foot from ground level up to there, but I think Tom was going to chance that. How you, Tom? Yeah, not sure yet. We'll walk it somewhere. Are you confident? Is that rope secure? Yeah. This is pretty high now. For a little boy like me.
Oh yeah, don't think about it. Don't do it.
No, I'm not happy with that.
What's your hook off?
Huh?
Hook's it off, is it?
Oh,
I think.
the rope?
Yeah.
Well, I need to get this up there. I need to do it on the top step.
One head.
No,
Oh, no, it's safe.
no, I want to fall.
No, you're not going to fall.
No, I want to do it this way. I'm not going to risk nice and dead here. We'll do it this way. It's alright when you can lean up within that. When you're on the top step here. Man, look at my ankles. No. I hope this fish right now, will it?
Jeez, that's not domestic stuff.
Soon find it. Hold me ladder. Come on, make us a view. Right. Pull your pipe there, nice and handy. Jesus, get out. Okay, now hold that up. You got it nice and firm. Sure? Okay, not bad. Not bad at all.
I brought your arm, would it?
We'll have to change this other rope. This one's even higher again. We're into real Duffy Circle stuff here now. Because we're even closer to the apex here, but we'll use our pipe and hope we don't fall.
Do it all.
Right?
That wall's a bit high.
When you look at this here, we've one chain there, and it's all the way over to here, and it's just too high to get another chain up here. So thinking of maybe running that one over an angle, carry a bit of support here in the middle. It's just too far. It's almost a little over 4 meters. It's too far, especially when the weight of the auger and the meal in the pipe, it's going to dip there. So we'll try and support it down. Now, so I have a plan. I'm going to put a clip on the pipe here.
What was the other two now? Oh, yeah. Oh, he's gone now.
That's fancy stuff.
It's exciting, that's a bit.
So we've got it chained all the way. You see it's suspended with chains all the way along here. A chain here, support there, another one there, another one there. So just trying to figure out the same on this side. So we have our transfer box there, chain, but it's a long span back to here. So we're going to run this chain back at an angle to here as well. It's just too high to reach up there. Don't have the equipment to do it, so we'll make do with what we have. So that's that one done now. We've got one more support here. So these are the drops that were on the old feed system, dropping the feed into the feeders, and these were the clamps that went around that 60mm or 2-inch pipe. There's a slightly bigger one here. This is to suit the white auger up here, so we'll just swap these over. Now, just a couple of stainless screws to hold it in position here.
Okay.
So you see this feeder is actually designed to spin around. You see a bit of a lug here. It's a cast iron bottom on it, and the idea is the pigs can give that a bit of a twist and the meal keeps coming out through the little gap. The gap would be only a pretty small gap underneath there. But the problem with it spinning here is we actually can't put the drop pipe down too far into the feeder. It just has to kind of sit around about here, and then the feeder can spin round without hitting the pipe. So the positioning is important. That's why we're kind of going off centre. We don't want the pipe sitting in the middle because it ends up hitting this bit here. So we're just trying to get in the right spot here and the right length. Now, so you see we drilled a hole here with the hole saw, and these are the drops, they're called. So these wrap around the pipe here. You just clip them on like this. So your auger brings the feed along, it drops down the hole, and this just clips on here like this. And that's pretty much it there. Now, so that's that drop fitted. So, a couple of cable ties just to hold on the clamp in position. It's a good secure job. Those cable ties are pretty strong. So this drop is just kind of floating down. On some feeders, this could be secured down at this end, you know, with another cable tie. But because this feeder is designed to spin around, and that allows the feed to drop out here. They're actually fixed to the floor here, these feeders, so the pigs can't move them. So you'll see the drop has to clear this bar as well, so it's well positioned there. So this stuff you just see me wheeling in is the auger flight or the core. It's almost like a big giant spring that's fed in. It's fed in from this end up here where the box is, all the way up as far as the motor. It's connected at the motor and then it's pre-stretched. We'll give you a look at that process now. We're going to put in the flight into this section of the auger, and we'll worry about the other one afterwards. But I'm just after remembering. So I actually have to drill the hole in this pipe to let the meal drop from this pipe into the box to let the meal shoot on up there. So a bit of head scratching if I didn't do that. I'm just going to put a hose clip
both sides of this box. You see the way I was able to slide it there. It'll stop it moving left and right. There. Stop it coming that way. Okay, lovely job. Now, because that box is open up on top and dirt and moisture when they're washing the house, I have a cover here, it's a stainless steel cover. So this sits up on top of the box and closes it all in. Just get that fitted next. Now there's a couple of wires holding this all together, and I really hope this doesn't explode when I take the wire off, but I don't think it will. It's a while since I've done this before, opened a brand new coil. I think there's 100 meters but just over 300 foot of coil on this. This is a funny kind of an angle. You're looking up at me, so this is in at the bottom of the control box. So you'll see I have to try and feed the auger in around this little clamp that's here. It's hard enough just to show you what I'm trying to do, but you might be able to see it there. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit. Might be able to see what's happening. So there we go. But this is a little bracket that's bolted onto this round tube here, and that clamps the auger to it. So just a couple of bolts to get tightened up here. So that's the big one tightened. Just tighten this small one next. Okay. So that's that connection made. Down the other end next. So I'm just going to fit the bearing here on this other end. So this is the bearing. It's basically a long shaft. This bit slots in here. We'll give you a look at that in a minute. But the auger, or the core, slides up on this. And there's a wee bracket here with two Allen key screws or grub screws. I'm not sure what you call them. And we just tighten these up. But we have to pre-stretch the auger. Now, the main man, Robbie's off to London. You'll be familiar with Robbie from the sheep videos. But he's here for an inspection, GSSP, site inspection.
GSSP, the staff is very small here now.
Yeah, well, we had a big member of the staff team here earlier, and he had to leave. He's scanning cows. He's a dairy man, so he's going home to scan cows.
Now scan him as well.
He could do it scanning, all right, yeah.
Scanning as well.
The higher risk pilot, as I do call him. What do you think, Robbie? Are you happy with proceedings?
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
No, we're just fitting the auger core here now, and yeah, we're going well, tipping away rightly here now. So we're a day and a half into the job, and we're nearly there, almost there. We should be done by evening now, so keep going.
It's like on a stage with the lights and everything, isn't it?
That is it. Good man.
That's the one that plays the big check.
Yeah. Now, so we'll just get this fed up here. Now, that's that bracket tight. This one finished here anyway, that's ready to go. So the other one is running through this hole in the wall. So I'm just going to give you a look what's going on the other side of the wall. I'm not going to film much out there because there's actually pigs out there. It's quite hot, gassy, not nice conditions. I don't really want to bring the camera into it either because it's hard on equipment. So I'll just give you a quick look here. We'll get the torch and we'll give you a quick look. It's not great light now, but we'll give you a look here. What's actually going on in here. So we're just inside this other house now. I've cleared the pigs out of the pen. There is the auger. Hang on, I'll put on the other light. So there is the auger coming out through the wall. So I need to follow that timber all the way along up here. So, and then we're going to turn a corner there around to meet this motor here. So this motor is the one that's going to supply the meal into this new auger we're fitting. So we're going to have to take that drop there off. So it'll be more kind of a, it's going to be before and after. I'm not going to record much in here. It's pretty tough conditions. I want to get out as quick as I can. So the next job here is get this auger fed in. Not going to do much recording in here. Same crack again. Very hot, difficult conditions for recording. But this is basically the coil of auger here. So we have it fed up. It's gone in through the auger here. Not sure if I showed you this yesterday, but I've got connection down here. So this is the auger continuing on here. It's connected into this motor here. See if we can get you. So there's the motor here that brings the feed in. So there, new system. Right, so that's the auger core fed in this side. We have to pull that, stretch it, pull it, put on the bearing, and that is this auger fitted. Now this is the other end of that auger. So we have our connection made here, we have the clamps tight. So we'll go and cut the auger, the other end, and put the bearing in it.
This one go in.
You have to.
Fuck me.
That's it.
Well, she's tight, isn't she?
Okay.
One out.
Now get her straight there.
Yeah, we get it right.
Just have to get this bolted in here. Try and get a line here off the pipe up, so it'll be swinging around in the corner up there. Yeah, right, okay, there we are there.
You'll have a go this evening, will you, David?
Yeah. Toolbox.
That again.
Move your hand there. Yeah, that's the back one in. I have to re-bolt this bottom section onto this. So this is the access in here. There's a little access plate here that gets you in and out. That stops the wheel falling out. So, get these bolts in here. No. So after a little bit of head scratching and wiring here, 2 contactors wired up for the new motor. This was the existing motor that we replaced in this old house beside us, and these are the ones leading on into the new auger we fitted. So there was a bit of head scratching to get these connected up so that one would come on, and when it had all the feeders full it would switch on the next one, and then when the intermediate one was full it would switch off and continue on to finish the run. So quite a bit of head scratching to get them all connected up, but I got my electrician friend to come and check it all out, and he's pretty happy with it, so he's signed it all off. So I'll just give you a look in the house here. We'll see if it'll come on. Yeah, that's it coming on now. So that's bringing the feed in here. So I'll just give you a look in the house here. So it's great to have it done at last. Fixed up some of these fluorescent lights. Just turn on the lights in here now. Lovely job. So all finished in here. We've got some of the lights sorted out as well. Replaced quite a few of the lights. Probably should have done that at the start. Would have had better light for the job, but didn't know I was going to be doing that job. So my friend checked all that out as well. He's happy enough with it. So you see I've had it up and running here. Fill all the feeders. So just need to fill in that hole down there, but it's nice to have it all done this far. So we've everything connected up here and ready for pigs pretty much. Bit of stuff to tidy out, but it's a lot of work in this job and not the nicest environment to work in. It's not too bad in here when there's no pigs, but next door where the pigs are, dusty, hot, smelly. She nearly ran me when I got home in the evenings there. It's just not nice. So I actually ran out of lights, didn't have enough to change this one. There's a couple we didn't change, but not too bad, not too bad. It's a vast improvement on what it was. So here's the stack of old lights that we took out here. Just junk, absolute rubbish, terrible. Those fluorescent lights are terrible. Really poor quality lights now.
You can actually hear the other auger running. So the way the system works is the other auger is next door. That's in the house next door. So that fills all the feeders.
You'll see what happens here is the meal fills up this box after it fills the last feeder. So the level comes up and it hits that red flap inside. You'll see it just rising up there now. So when it hits that flap, you'll see it switches on this auger, and then this auger brings the feed away on up to the next house. We'll just give you a look at that next. So what I was just showing you there was that little flap switch turns on this auger here. Actually the motor at the end of that over there, that motor. So this auger comes on, this one comes on, it brings the feed up that line, comes up to the sensor here. You see it just reaches the proximity sensor, and then that's it, switches off that motor. So the capacitance sensor, proximity sensor senses that meal there, switches off, and then the feed continues on round. So those switches, light's not great here, those switches inside the box can be used to turn off the feed, and they're okay on pellets. Actually pellets in this here, so like little small nuts or pellets. But if you're using a coarse ration, which this farmer does in quite a lot of his units, those little flap switches aren't that reliable. Sometimes the feed can stick up here and the farmer has to bang the pipes. So different kind of a setup here. We're using actually a proximity sensor, so it's a capacitive sensor here that can sense the meal. When the meal comes up to it like this, when it fills up, that actually switches it off. So it's a different type of a sensor. It's much more reliable and dependable. Generally works better in this system. So that's it, it switches off. I'm actually after switching it off with my hand. But that's all the motors off now.
It will be a vast improvement from that old chain system, because that system was tired, very tired. But that is it, auger system done and dusted. I hope you enjoyed the video. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.